Hey YouTube, it's Jovi and welcome back to my channel. Now today is I guess a serious day. I want to make a video about Hosea Chanchez. He was on the game. He's done a couple of other acting gigs, but he made a statement today about something that occurred when he was young that he has been repressing, and I want to talk to you guys about it because yeah, let's talk about it. So before we begin, please don't forget to like this video. Like it now, like it later, just like my video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, JoviBeauty. And please follow me on all my other social media platforms. I'm JoviBeauty on all platforms. So please follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And now let's get on with the video. So Hosea Chanchez posted something on social media last night. I saw it last night, but I really didn't read it until this morning. So let's read it and let's discuss this, okay? He's telling us about a situation of abuse that occurred when he was 14 years old. So let's just read this. Hosea writes, it's on his Instagram account, so if you want to go read it along with me or after I read it here, please go on and, you know, read it and support him. Let me like. Okay, I liked. Okay, before these words got here now, they had been written and erased many times. This time I made a choice to be man enough, human enough, brave enough, maybe even crazy enough to keep them here. So here goes. It must take a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to admit that something like that even happened to yourself, right? Let alone to other people. A lot of people like bury this sort of trauma. But let's continue. About a year or so ago, I remembered something I tried my whole life to forget. Actually, I didn't try. I intentionally forgot. A lot of people do that. I remember the conversation I had with myself when I was around 14. I convinced myself that no one needed to hear about this. People will judge me. People won't care. Either way, and the truth could only hurt me, my family, and everyone else's family. So I locked it away until now. It was the summer and I was about 14. I've gotten a ride home from my friend's father. Y'all, this is why I don't let people around my kid. Honestly. Okay. Who this day seemed insistent upon dropping me off himself. It seemed odd until I later realized he had been preparing me for this long ride home for a while. A week before this day, my friend's dad was asking me what type of girls I liked and if I had sex with a girl yet. He keeps saying, I bet you have the girl screaming with that big D. Oh God. Oh God. I bet you can a lot. Oh my gosh. I didn't read this before. Y'all, listen, y'all know my kid is 10. I prepare her for these things. We have to prepare our kids to peep game, okay? And to understand what is happening. We cannot just be, you know, like they're not old enough. Pedophiles are hoping and preying on the fact that they're not old enough to know any better, and we did not prepare them. Okay, this is why so many of our young women and so many of our young men are molested. But I'm not blaming his mother. I'm just saying, please prepare your children. Okay. Oh God. I bet you can a lot. I didn't know it at the time, but he was trying to see where my boundaries were. He was using a false masculinity as a way to stiff out my comfort level with sex and privacy. This became a regular conversation where he asked me questions about sex and wondering what girls think about me sexually. But for some reason, he would never ask me about anything around his son, my friend, or anyone else. It was only with me and always when no one else was around. Child, prepare your children. Oh my gosh. Little did I know, these secret conversations were his way of testing my level of privacy and secret keeping with him. I was always uncomfortable and shy about about talking about sex with him. Obviously, I was 14, which was the perfect personality trait for this predator to prey on, shy and introverted. He's right. That's how some predators start, by finding your child's weakness, innocent and shy spots, and exploiting them through the lens of secrets, sex, masculinity, girls, and trust. Parents of boys, please pay attention to this. Y'all, pay attention. Seriously. I don't care if you're your cousin, your brother, your dad, your bruh. No. Prepare your children. Pay attention. Anybody that is too involved in your child's life and wanting to know, and oh, what about your son? What about your daughter? All of that. No, thank you. Why you want to know about my kid for? No. He knew my dad wasn't in my life. See, this is why we can't be leaving our freaking kids, man. Men, this is why you can't be leaving your kids, because you allow them to be preyed upon. He knew my father wasn't in my life, and my mother was a single mom. So he would always tell me I was like his other son. So I can trust he's always looking out for me, further building my trust and commitment to his predatory agenda. On this one day in particular, he insisted on taking me home. I knew something wasn't right. My intuition was telling me it's not right, but I got in the car anyway. Shortly after the drive began, he detoured and pulled down a dirt road, pulled over and said he wanted to talk to me about school and what my plans for the future are. He worked at a university, so he said he only looking out for me and my future. Then out of nowhere, he said he wanted to see what the girls are going crazy over. Oh my God. Then he reached over, unzipped my pants, and told me to trust him. I remember he kept saying, trust him and you like it. He pulled out my peens, put it in his mouth, and molested me in the car. When he finished, he said, it don't mean nothing if a guy gives you a blow. Oh my God. It's not intercourse, so it's not sex. You see how they, oh gosh. Oh gosh. Then he told me he's a very powerful man, and if I ever told anyone, he would ruin my life, and no one would believe me anyways. I was 14, a young boy, a child. I'm choosing to come forward with it now in hopes that my truth help to help someone else, to free someone else from guilt and shame at the hands of a predator, rapist, pedophile. I hope it helps to stop someone else from being molested, raped, assaulted, and taken advantage of as a kid. I often wonder if he's done doing this to other kids. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if he left the earth and I didn't hold him accountable for what he did to me or any other kid. So in an effort to heal the damage that's been done, I'm choosing to expose him now to finally hold this man accountable for his actions. Issac Sanders from Montgomery, Alabama is a disgusting pervert, a punk, a coward, a sexual predator, a rapist, and worst of all, he's a pedophile. Let's digest that for a second. Okay. So from what I've seen, Issac Sanders, that's the name, or was it Saunders? I want to get this right. Issac Sanders worked for a college down there in Montgomery, Alabama, allegedly. This part is alleged, okay? Because it might be numerous Issac Sanders, but the Issac Sanders that we're talking about in Alabama apparently works at a college and has been using his position at the college to get young men jobs for sexual favors, basically raping, molesting them. I'm going to assume it's the same Issac Sanders. I'm hoping that it's not just multiple Issac Sanders out here being pedophiles and taking advantage of young children, boys or girls. I just want to say to Hosea that he is so courageous for being able to come out, stand up, and for speaking his name. Say his name. Let the world know. Shame the devil. Okay? Shame the devil. Don't hide. Don't protect these people. Do not protect these pedophiles. I know we think, you know, people think like, you know, oh, it's embarrassing for me. Yes, it is. I know you must feel a way. He said he did. He like blocked this out of his mind. He made himself block this out of his mind. But it has affected his life, his entire life. And this man has just been going on and on and on doing this to numerous young men and whoever else. We don't even know. Okay? Shame the devils. If you know something, shame them, blow it up, tell the police, tell everybody, blast these perverts, because if we don't do it, it just leaves them available to do it to the next kid. You know, even women, when you don't report a rape, when you don't report that your cousin or your uncle or whatever did whatever to you, if that's the case, or your neighbor did whatever to you, when you just swallow it and ignore it and just, you know, run from it and not want to address it, it leaves him to be able to do this to your little cousin, to your little sister, to other little girls and boys in your neighborhood and in your area. Okay, please stand up and say something. And also, ladies and gentlemen, men, you have to be around for your children. We have to be around for our children. We have to be there. His mother was busy working. This is why I am all about the black family. Because if there was a mother and a father and they were able to work things out, he wouldn't have had to drive him home. She could have been there to pick up her kids. This is why I do what I do, and I don't allow anybody around my kid. This is why I am available all times of the day and night for my kid, to pick her up, to drop her off, to take her this, to take her that, to have long conversations, to do this. I'm not busy working. I'm not busy busting my ass with a 9 to 5 with 4 more hours of work, 4 more hours of housework, and too exhausted to recognize that something has happened to my child. Okay? I'm done. And as always, please pay attention to your children, and please shame these devils. Okay? And as always, I hope you live your life like it's golden, because there's no other way to live it.